Hi everyone, so today is a home day. I'm not going out anywhere, not going out into Annecy, not going out for any walk. I probably will actually go out for a walk later on. But I thought it'd be just good to check in and just say hello and to tidy up or to answer a couple of questions that I've had recently regarding our family life changes, dietary changes. So, we've recently gone from a completely vegetarian household to a partially omnivore household. Now, it's going to be reasonably temporary because the person who's gone omnivore is going to be off working on his own soon enough. But in that time, I'm making all my recipes suitable for people who eat meat, fish, eggs, dairy, whatever, and who are also vegetarian. So we're starting with a blank canvas. Now, not much has changed in that respect because even when I was cooking all plant-based, all my recipes were plant-based. I was always cooking, I always continued cooking for people who ate meat, fish, dairy, eggs, etc., because it was part of my job. You just, it was something that I couldn't narrow down that much, and I don't have any issues with it. I'm perfectly happy with it. Get lots of questions, get lots of snipey remarks and that sort of thing. Fine, so be it. We all make our choices for whatever reason, and I'm a chef first. I was always a chef first. From the age of 14 I was chefing. 16 went into formal chef training, and I wasn't done till I was about 21, and that was with the usual working in, restaurants, hotels. Always been asked to cater for gigs and do my mum's family parties. Always that sort of thing. Anyway, weddings. Did my brother's wedding. 70 people sit down for lunch and organise the whole thing. That was fabulous. Anyway, that was a very long time ago. So, the recipes that I want to do sort of going forwards are really good, healthy, just good home cooking. Maybe from time to time I'll do some chefy bits and bobs, but I want to do really good home cooking. So, and I use a range of recipes. Some are my own, and we all know, you get somebody saying that's a copy recipe. Well, let's face it, a cake is a cake is a cake. You've got your traditional Victoria sandwich or Victoria sponge, Victoria cake, whatever you want to call it. And everybody has their own version, and it suddenly becomes theirs. Coffee and walnut, you just add a little bit of this and suddenly it becomes, it's my recipe. We all have that. It's not plagiarism, it's just being creative. And growing and evolving with the recipes that we already have. That said, I do like to really use recipes that other chefs have written, especially ones that I love to follow and that I respect. Some of them are published authors, famous chefs, and some of them are within my private chef network, which I'll talk about another time. But I do a little bit of some of my business bits and bobs. I do a little bit of recruitment, and I've built a private chef network just because I wanted to build a family of private chefs of my own, because that was my background for years. But I'll blather on about that another time. So, one of the chefs that I want to talk about today is this lady, Asma Khan. Now, I was first drawn to her work for a couple of reasons. I live in France. Good curry is rare, super rare. You don't go out for a curry, when I'm back in UK visiting, it's like, come on, where are we going? Not here. No, we have to make it ourselves. Whoops. We have to make it ourselves. So this lady is fabulous. And I was drawn to her when she did a piece in the Chef's Table, which was on Netflix, and it was fab, and I loved it, and it was really down to earth, and this lady just caught my attention in every way. She's really super pro supporting women in business and in every which way, and of course that got my attention too. And she's really super down to earth, and I made it my business to get across there to Darjeeling Express when it was in, is it Kingston Square? I'm sure it's something like that. in London before they moved premises. But also I love where she came from, the whole supper club journey. It really, really struck a chord with me. I loved it. Anyway, so sometimes I have electronic versions of books, which I keep on my Kindle app on the iPad, and other times I use, I get hold of hardbacks, or, the book. The published book. So this has some really great recipes. I carry lots of the ingredients as standard, and the one that I'm going to make today is, here we are, using my bookmark. It's a Bengali fish. I'm just going to flash that because if you want the recipe, you're going to have to buy a book. Support and all the rest of it. But it's a Bengali fish curry. I'll show you the picture. It looks absolutely scrumptious. So I'm going to make something along those lines. So it's, really good. Let's see what we've got. We've got turmeric, we've got onion, I've got all that garlic, got all that ginger, always coriander, cumin, chili, tomato puree, and a few other bits and bobs. I've got most of the ingredients. So in keeping with my plans to do omnivore and vegetarian recipes, I've got fish for the boy. And I would normally have fish, actually. I'm okay with that. I'll have fish. I have started having fish. That's probably another conversation. I've started having fish, but I'll do fish for him, and I've got some tofu. So with that in mind, I'm going to do something similar to what I did last night, which is making the sauce aside, and then I can sort of add, deglaze the pan with the fish or whatever else that I'm using. Chicken, I suppose you could do it with chicken as well. And I'm making sure that you get all the flavours in, but I'll have a sauce that I can use for my tofu, which I'm having tonight. So that's what I'm going to make. So I'm going to make that a bit later on. Stay tuned and you will see me making the recipe. So that's it. If you've got any questions about this whole omnivore plus vegetarian household and how to circumnavigate the whole situation when you've got families that are having, they have, different preferences, and you need to get everybody fed at the same time, ask me a question and I'll see if I can answer it. I hope you have a fab day.